Good morning / afternoon / evening, everyone. Too often we find ourselves waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting until we feel ready. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is only now. Success doesn't come from hesitation or overthinking. It comes from action. It comes from making the choice to start, no matter how small the first step may be. We have all had dreams, goals, and ambitions, yet many of us let fear hold us back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But what if we shifted our mindset? What if, instead of fearing failure, we embraced it as part of the journey? What if, instead of waiting for motivation, we created it through action? Great achievements don't happen overnight. They happen because someone decided to take the first step and keep going no matter the obstacles. Think about the most successful people in any field. They weren't born ready. They became ready by doing. They didn't wait for permission. They took action. It's easy to come up with reasons to delay. I'll start when I have more time. I'll try when I feel more confident. I'll take the leap when I'm fully prepared. But preparation comes from experience, and experience comes from taking action. The longer you wait, the more time you lose, and time is the one thing we can never get back. So today, make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to your dreams, a commitment to take one step, just one, toward your goal. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be big, but it has to happen. Because success isn't waiting for you, success starts today. So stop waiting, start doing, and watch what happens when you finally take control of your future. Success begins with action. It is easy to get caught up in planning, preparing, and waiting for the right moment, but true progress only happens when we take that first step. Many people spend years dreaming about their goals, telling themselves they will start when they have more experience, when they feel more confident, or when the circumstances are just right. However, the reality is that there will never be a perfect time. The best time to start is now. When we hesitate, we allow doubt and fear to creep in. We start overthinking, questioning whether we are good enough or ready enough. This mindset can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in a cycle of inaction. But success does not favor those who wait. It rewards those who move forward despite uncertainty. Every great achievement in history began with a single action. It was not the result of waiting, but of doing. Consider any successful individual, whether in business, sports, or the arts. None of them knew with certainty that they would succeed when they started. They simply took action and learned along the way. If they had waited until they were completely ready, they might never have begun at all. Growth happens through experience. And experience only comes from taking that first step. Action creates momentum. The moment we begin, no matter how small the step, we set a process in motion. One step leads to another, and before we know it, we are moving forward consistently. This is the key difference between those who achieve their goals and those who do not. It is not about having all the answers in the beginning, but about being willing to take the leap and figure things out as we go. Often people believe they need to feel motivated before they start working toward their dreams. But in reality, motivation follows action. When we take that first step, we start to see progress, and progress fuels our desire to keep going. If we wait for motivation to strike, we may never begin. Instead, we must take action first, trusting that motivation will follow. Success does not happen overnight, nor does it come to those who sit back and hope. It belongs to those who choose to take control of their future by acting now. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to where we want to be. By embracing action instead of hesitation, we unlock our true potential and move closer to success each day. Fear holds us back. It is one of the most powerful forces that keep people from reaching their full potential. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown all create barriers in our minds, convincing us that we are not ready, not capable, or not good enough. But fear is nothing more than a mental construct. It exists only because we allow it to. The most successful people in the world experience fear just like anyone else. But what sets them apart is their ability to move forward despite it. Failure is often viewed as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. But the truth is that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of it. Every mistake, every setback, and every challenge provides an opportunity to learn and grow. The fear of failure stops many people from even trying. But in reality, the only true failure is refusing to take action at all. When we shift our mindset and see failure as a stepping stone rather than an end point, we begin to unlock new possibilities. Fear of judgment is another major obstacle. We often worry about what others will think, whether they will criticize, mock, or doubt us. But the opinions of others do not determine our success. In fact, most people are too focused on their own lives to constantly scrutinize ours. And even if they do, their opinions do not change our potential. We cannot allow the fear of what others might say to dictate our actions. The only thing that truly matters is what we believe about ourselves and our ability to succeed. The fear of the unknown is perhaps the most challenging to overcome. Stepping outside of our comfort zone can feel overwhelming because it means venturing into unfamiliar territory. But growth only happens when we push beyond what feels safe and familiar. Every great achievement in history required someone to take a risk, to step into uncertainty, and to believe that they could figure things out along the way. The key to overcoming fear is action. The longer we hesitate, the more powerful fear becomes. But when we take even the smallest step forward, we weaken its hold on us. Confidence is not something we are born with. It is built through action. The more we face our fears, the stronger and more resilient we become. Instead of allowing fear to control us, we must recognize it for what it is, a challenge to be overcome, not a barrier that defines our limits. Action creates motivation. Many people believe they need to feel inspired before they start working toward their goals, but the truth is the opposite. Taking action is what creates motivation. Too often we wait for the perfect moment, telling ourselves that once we feel ready, we will begin. But waiting for motivation is like waiting for the wind to change in our favor before setting sail. The real momentum comes when we start moving, even if we don't feel completely prepared. Motivation is not something that magically appears. It is built through progress. When we take action, we begin to see results. Even if they are small at first, these results give us a sense of achievement, which fuels our desire to keep going. The more we do, the more confident we become, and that confidence turns into motivation. This cycle repeats itself, creating unstoppable momentum. But none of this can happen if we never take the first step. Think about a time when you didn't feel like doing something. Maybe it was exercising, studying, or starting a difficult task. At first, the thought of doing it felt exhausting, but once you pushed yourself to start, it became easier. Before you knew it, you were in the flow, fully engaged in the task and feeling good about making progress. That is the power of action. It shifts our mindset and generates the energy we need to continue. On the other hand, waiting for motivation often leads to procrastination. We tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait until I feel more inspired. But tomorrow turns into next week, and next week turns into next year. The more we delay, the harder it becomes to start. Meanwhile, the people who take action, even when they don't feel ready, are already miles ahead, making progress and achieving results. The key is to focus on action first, not feelings. Instead of waiting to feel motivated, commit to taking small, consistent steps. Start with just 5 minutes of effort. Once you begin, you will find it easier to keep going. Success is not built on moments of inspiration alone. It is built on daily habits, discipline, and persistence. The moment you take action, you take control of your future. And with each step forward, motivation will follow, pushing you further than you ever thought possible. No one starts fully prepared. One of the biggest misconceptions about success is that people who achieve great things were completely ready before they started. The truth is, no one ever feels 100% prepared when they begin something new. Every expert was once a beginner, every leader once doubted themselves, and every success story started with uncertainty. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is the willingness to start despite feeling unready. Many people delay taking action because they believe they need more knowledge, more training, or more resources. While preparation is important, waiting until everything is perfect often leads to never starting at all. Perfection is an illusion. There will always be something more to learn, something more to improve, and something more to prepare for. But success doesn't require perfection. It requires action. Real growth happens through experience, and experience only comes from doing. Consider any major breakthrough in history, whether in business, science, sports, or the arts. The people behind these achievements did not start with complete certainty or all the answers. They started with what they had, learned from their mistakes, adapted along the way, and improved through continuous effort. The process of learning by doing is far more valuable than waiting to be fully prepared before taking the first step. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. No one starts as an expert cyclist. At first, there are wobbles, falls, and mistakes. But through practice, balance improves, confidence builds, and eventually riding becomes second nature. The same principle applies to any goal, whether it's starting a business, pursuing a new career, or learning a new skill. Progress comes from engagement, not endless preparation. Fear of making mistakes often holds people back. However, mistakes are not signs of failure, they are proof of effort. Each misstep is a lesson that brings valuable insight. The most successful people embrace mistakes as opportunities to refine their approach rather than reasons to quit. They understand that waiting to be fully prepared only leads to missed opportunities. The best way to become ready is to start. Taking the first step, no matter how small, is what leads to growth, experience, and success. The longer we wait, the more time we waste. The moment we stop seeking perfection and start taking action, we put ourselves on the path to achievement. Confidence is built through experience, and experience is gained through action. Instead of asking, "Am I ready?" ask, "What can I do right now to move forward?" Time is precious. It is the one resource we can never get back once it is gone. Money can be earned again, opportunities can reappear, and mistakes can be corrected. But time, once lost, is lost forever. Yet many people treat time as if they have an unlimited supply, delaying their dreams, postponing their goals, and telling themselves they will start someday. The problem is that someday is not a real day on the calendar. It is an illusion that keeps people trapped in a cycle of waiting instead of doing. Every day that passes without taking action is a day that could have been used to move closer to success. People often say they are too busy to work on their dreams, but the truth is, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who achieve success and those who don't is how they use those hours. Successful people prioritize their time, making space for their goals, even when life gets hectic. They understand that small, consistent efforts add up over time, leading to significant progress. Many people underestimate the power of starting today. They think that because they can't make massive progress in one day, it isn't worth starting at all. But success isn't built in a single day. It is built in the small choices we make every day. Writing 1 page a day can lead to a book in a year. Exercising for just 20 minutes daily can lead to incredible health improvements over time. Investing a few hours each week in learning a new skill can open doors to life-changing opportunities. The key is to recognize that even the smallest action today is better than waiting for the perfect moment. The longer we wait, the more we risk missing out on opportunities that could change our lives. Time moves forward whether we take action or not, and the world does not pause for anyone. Imagine looking back a year from now. Will you be proud of the steps you took, or will you regret not starting sooner? The pain of regret is far greater than the discomfort of taking action now. Time is a gift, and how we use it determines the direction of our lives. Instead of waiting for the right conditions, we must create them. Instead of hoping for change, we must make it happen. Every moment we delay is a moment we could have used to grow, improve, and succeed. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Commitment is essential. Without commitment, dreams remain just ideas and goals stay out of reach. Many people start with excitement and motivation, but when challenges arise, they hesitate, slow down, or give up altogether. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not just talent, intelligence, or luck. It is the ability to stay committed even when the journey becomes difficult. True success requires persistence, resilience, and an unshakable determination to keep going no matter what obstacles appear. Making a commitment means making a decision, an unwavering decision, to pursue a goal and see it through. It means eliminating excuses and refusing to let distractions, setbacks, or temporary failures stand in the way. The most successful people in any field are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to quit. They understand that setbacks are temporary and that progress is built through consistent effort over time. Often, people hesitate to commit fully because they fear failure. But commitment does not mean never failing. It means choosing to rise every time you fall. When we are truly committed, we find solutions instead of excuses. We adjust our strategies, learn from mistakes, and keep pushing forward. Commitment gives us the power to overcome obstacles that might otherwise stop us in our tracks. One of the biggest challenges with commitment is staying focused in a world full of distractions. It is easy to get sidetracked by daily responsibilities, social media, and other competing priorities. But those who are truly committed create systems to keep themselves on track. They set clear goals, establish routines, and remind themselves why they started in the first place. They understand that consistency is the foundation of success. Every great achievement begins with a decision to commit. It is not enough to wish for success or to dream about a better future. We must take deliberate action, even when progress feels slow, even when results are not immediate. Commitment keeps us moving forward. The journey will not always be easy, but staying dedicated to our goals will make success inevitable. So today, make a commitment to yourself, to your dreams, to your future. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop hoping for change and start making it happen. Every great success story begins with a single step, followed by another and another. Stay committed, keep pushing forward, and watch as your efforts turn into achievements. Success is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice, and today you have the power to choose.